What's up, everybody? Shawnee Sham Anime here, and as you know, we made it. Chapter 1000. Thank you, Oda. This chapter was everything I wanted it to be and more. And I just want to start off by saying, thank you to Oda, because One Piece has been such an influential story, and it has been a story that has affected so many people's lives more than most normal media would. And this chapter just really exemplifies that. So we're going to get started in a little bit, and as you know, make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more anime and One Piece content. Let's get started. Chapter 1000, Straw Hat Luffy. This chapter, man. I think I cried throughout the almost entirety of this chapter. What a fantastic chapter. We start off from Luffy's perspective. We're about to go up the stairs to hit the top of the skull, and we see that Shishaleon has cleared the way of all of Kaido's members. Him and the rest of the Minks have made it so Luffy doesn't have to expend any of his energy to get to the top. So Luffy's at prime fighting form right now. And we get a kind of surreal moment here with Shishaleon, and he's like, and he actually puts his head down in his face and he cries because Luffy doesn't remember, obviously he doesn't remember all of the Minks' names, but he does remember what they did and how they supported Raizo and they kept him safe. And we get another flashback to that later on, but it's cool to see that callback and see Luffy's trust in the Minks tribe. Now, as we move to the next couple pages, I just want to start by talking about what I feel this chapter kind of amplifies. The name of the chapter is Straw Hat Luffy. And when you read this chapter with chapter 999, the two chapters pretty much go hand in hand. And it's almost like a callback. We've had so much going on, so many big things, so many worldwide of One Piece things going on that we've kind of forgot what it is about this story that we love so much. Straw Hat Luffy. Luffy is the main character of the series that has pushed on for over 20 years, now over 1,000 chapters. Luffy is the main character that we all fell in love with. He's what made he is One Piece. He's what started this fantastic series in such a enlightening and energetic and active way. Luffy is One Piece. I know we kind of get this focus on the world of One Piece, but Luffy is what makes this series go. And he's the active member, and he makes the series go. And it's just so good to realize that Luffy is the focus of this monumental chapter, because he should be, and he shows us exactly why. But as we get back, the pages keep going, and we see Marco, and he's actually tangling with Kaido's two strongest men, King and Queen. And is Queen like some sort of cyborg? He has this thing coming out of his neck. It's awesome. It's awesome. Queen, and he's wrapping them both up, and he tosses Zoro all the way up there. And as soon as I saw this, I knew we were going to get the panel that we've been waiting so long for. And honestly, I'm just going to get into it right now. I'll go back and I'll talk about the Yamato stuff after. But this is exactly what we've been waiting for 400 chapters. I mean, we've kind of all had this vision in our head that it's going to be Luffy, Kid, Killer, Zoro, and Law versus Kaido and Big Mom. We've had that feeling in our head for a while. That's what we've wanted. That's what we've believed Oda to do. And we kind of Oda does his own little things. He makes these little changes, but we've kind of, that's been what we've been waiting for. And Lord, did we get it. I mean, this panel is freaking amazing. We see all five of them, 5-on-2, and they're all at full strength. This is going to be an all-out battle, a battle for literally the ages. I couldn't be more excited for this. And Oda's gonna show every single part. This is the fight that we've been waiting years for. This is this is a monumental battle. Like, I'm talking could be the best fight in One Piece history right now. Of 1,000 chapters, this could be the greatest fight ever, just because it's got this all-star cast and these characters with elite powers. Like, like, obviously we're all talking like Zoro versus Kaido, but I love to see Zoro and his swords versus Big Mom and hers. Like, Zoro kind of like blocking one of her attacks on Luffy or something like that. That would be sick. And it's just all five of these people have been hyped up as these supernovas, and as we know, supposedly Oden made this call 20 years ago in his journal. He said that if I don't make it, there's going to be a new generation of pirates that will come and take down Kaido, and they'll break through the Grand Line, and they'll be these great pirates. And that's coming into fruition. We see Yamato talk about Luffy and talk about this flashback, and we learn that Luffy's true goal isn't to be king of the pirates. He has the same goal as Roger. And it's such an ironic piece, an ironic panel right here, because we see she mentions Roger, and after Ace mentions that Luffy has this dream, she mentions that Roger had this same dream too, and Roger was so similar to them. And when she says this, Ace is like, oh, no way, like, I'd love for me and Luffy to sit down and have a drink with him one day. And that just instantly brought me to tears, because we know how much hatred Ace had for his father, and how much the influence of Roger's life and his greatness affected Ace, whether it be people idealizing him or people hating him for what he was. We realize that Ace kind of obviously disliked his father for what the effect that his father had on him, but we all know that had Ace really met Roger, had Roger really been in Ace's life, that his perspective would be completely different, because like the two of them are so similar, as is Luffy to the two of them. It's just like all like, it's so sad. Like, I hope at the end that we see this like panel, that we see this like thing, and it's Ace like setting some cups of sake aside for Ace and Roger. Like, that would be really cool, and I think it could set up for that. But it's such a like it's such a surreal moment to realize that's why Ace isn't here. Like, that it bottles me up. Like, I really enjoyed it so much. It was such an emotional moment, and it was such a good use of Oda using Yamato in a way that could convey our connection to Ace and Roger to Luffy. And I've loved how Yamato has done that with Ace so far. I feel like I've started to like Ace even more in these last couple chapters than I did 500 chapters ago when he was at Marineford, just because of this small flashback. It makes me like feel for him even more, and even like his character a little bit more. Like, it's just his love for Luffy, and like obviously how he says like, don't laugh at Luffy's dream, and Yamato's like, I would never laugh because that's the dream of the king of the pirates. It's just like their connection obviously transcends time and transcends whether or not they're alive or not. So that really hit me in the heart. That was such a good piece of the chapter. But surprisingly, it's not even the best part. So after we're up there and we've got our freaking all-star battle between 5 supernovas versus 2 Yonko, we see Kaido and Big Mom, and they're just chatting it away. They're like, yeah, Luffy, you know what this guy said to me? He said he's gonna be king of the pirates. Like, can you believe that? Say that to my face. Say it to us right now. And Luffy doesn't even acknowledge them. They're standing right in front of him. The four behind him don't even say a word, except for I think Kid says something like, watch me go to work. And Luffy doesn't even acknowledge them. He just walks right in between them. And I'm like, oh my god. Luffy the Yonko are talking to him. And Luffy is literally big stepping his way right through the two of them. Just walks right past them in epic fashion. And right to Kinemon, as we knew that he probably would. And man, just what a scene. He walks right past him. He goes up to Kinemon, and Kinemon's in tears, beaten down. We see all the other Akazaya samurai all beaten down, and we're just like, we can tell how defeated they feel. Obviously, they're literally defeated, but like, it we can feel that hurt so much more, that they put in all this effort and all this time and they couldn't do it. They couldn't even make a difference. Like, they were just non-players pretty much. And we see that sadness on Kinemon's face. And Kinemon, as many others have done in the past, entrusts his will to Luffy. And he's like, Luffy, can you do it? Can you defeat Kaido? And Luffy's like, of course I'll do it. And we see Kaido turn around, and Kaido's like, are you serious? You're gonna ignore me? You're gonna like walk by me? And he goes to swing his club, and Luffy looks at Law, and he's like, yo, Traffy, get them out of here. And Law, without hesitation, I love that. I love that Law's seriousness. I love his like eagerness to be a part of the battle. I think his kind of connection and thing with Nico Robin and the Will of D and the Road Poneglyphs, I think that has kind of like given him a new meaning, new ambition to help Luffy, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of theorizing here. But it just... And he moves them without hesitation. Luffy dodges Kaido's attack, bursts into the sky, and looks back down at him. And we get this nice little flashback in between. And it shows us all of Luffy's thoughts, them thinking about Raizo, saving Raizo, all the people that have sacrificed along this way to get them here to fight Kaido. And Luffy unleashes a brand new attack, Gear 3rd, Red Rock, and smashes Kaido right in the mouth. In basically new jet pistol, he basically upgraded his pistol to like what seems to be an upgrade of his Red Hawk. I mean, it looks like pistol from like we saw when he first took out the PX-1 or whatever it was. It looks exactly like that, except it's a Gear 3rd Red Hawk. So I would assume that it's him using his Haki in his Gear 4th form in just one arm, throwing so fast that there's fire coming out of it. Boom, punches Kaido right in the mouth. Chapter 1000. Wow, bro. I can't even... Oh my god. And then Big Mom's looking at him like, Kaido, how did you let that happen? Knowing that he's not like... Kaido's not pulling his punches. He didn't like knowing that Luffy landed a real hit on him. And then Luffy looks back at him and he says, I'm the man who will surpass you and become the king of the pirates. What a freaking chapter. What a freaking series. There's a reason why One Piece is at the pinnacle that it's at. There's a reason why this series is so good, and it's moments like these. And as I said earlier, this chapter does such a good job of reminding us who this story is about and what it's about. This story is about Monkey D. Luffy and his journey to becoming the freest man in the world and discovering all these... Yeah, we're going to discover all these things along the way, but Luffy is our main character, and Luffy's what makes this story go. And he shows that in this chapter. It really brought me to tears a bunch of times, just seeing Ace talk about him and how far he's come. It's... Man, I'm like, I could talk about this chapter all day. I love it, but I gotta stop somewhere. So I guess I'll say that now is where we're going to stop. And thank you very much for watching. Aside from this video, I'll have an Attack on Titan review for the last episode. That should be out either tomorrow or Tuesday. But, as you know, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next One Piece review.